Baron Ferdinand Friedrich Georg Ludwig von Wrangel was a Baltic German explorer and seaman in Russian service, honorable member of the St. Petersburg Academy of Sciences, a founder of the Russian Geographic Society. He is best known as chief manager of the Russian-American Company, in fact governor of the Russian settlements in present-day Alaska. In English texts, Wrangel is sometimes spelled Vrangel, a transliteration from Russian, which more closely represents its pronunciation in German, or Wrangel. Biography. Wrangel was born in Pskov into the noble Baltic German Wrangel family. He graduated from the Naval Cadets College in 1815. He took part in Vasily Golovnin's world cruise on the ship Kamchatka in 1817–1819, Kalimskaya expedition. He was appointed in 1820 to command the Kalimskaya expedition to explore the Russian polar seas. Sailing from St. Petersburg, he arrived at Nizhny Kalimsk on the 2nd of November 1820, and early in 1821 journeyed to Cape Sheligsky on sledges drawn by dogs. He sailed afterward up Kolyma River, advancing about 125 miles into the interior, through territory inhabited by the Yakuts. On the 10th of March 1822, he resumed his journey northward, and travelled 46 days on the ice, reaching 72 degrees 2 north latitude. He left Nizhny Kalimsk on the 1st of November 1823, and returned to St. Petersburg on the 15th of August 1824. He established that north of the Kolyma River and Cape Sheligsky there was an open sea, not dry land, as people thought. Together with Fyodor Matyushkin and P. Kuzmin, Wrangel described the Siberian coastline from the Indigirka River to the Kolyvskaya Bay in the Chukchi Sea. His expedition made a valuable research in glaciology, geomagnetics, and climatology, and also collected data about natural resources and native population of that remote area. Kratky World Voyage. Having been promoted to commander, Wrangel led the Russian World Voyage on the ship Kratky in 1825–1827. Governor of Russian Alaska. He was appointed chief manager of the Russian-American Company in 1829, effectively governor of its settlements in North America. Wrangel was the first of a series of bachelor appointees to the office of governor who had to find a wife before assuming the duties in America, the Russian-American Company rules having been changed in 1829. Prior to his departure for Russia's American colonies, he was married to Elizabeth Theodora Natalia Carolina de Roussillon, daughter of Baron Wilhelm de Roussillon. He traveled to his post early in 1829, by way of Siberia and Kamchatka. After thoroughly reforming the administration, he introduced the cultivation of the potato, opened and regulated the working of several mines, and urged upon the home government the organization of a fur company. He promoted investment and sent out missionaries. He began a survey of the country, opened roads, built bridges and government buildings. He made geographical and ethnographical observations, which he embodied in a memoir to the Navy Department. Recalled in 1834, he returned by way of the Isthmus of Panama and the United States, where he visited several cities. Admiral Wrangel was promoted Rear Admiral in 1837, and made director of the Ship Timber Department in the Navy Office, which post he held for 12 years. He became Vice Admiral in 1847, but resigned in 1849, and temporarily severed his connection with the Navy to assume the presidency of the newly reorganized Russian-American Company. Wrangel had been a member of the board of directors of the Russian-American Company from 1840 to 1849. In 1854 he re-entered active service and was made chief director of the Hydrographical Department of the Navy. He was the Minister of the Navy 1855 to 1857. Retirement and death. Wrangel retired in 1864. He opposed the sale of Alaska to the United States in 1867. Wrangel wrote the book Journey Along the Northern Coastline of Siberia and the Arctic Ocean and other books about the peoples of northwestern America. He lived in his last years in Rola in the eastern part of Estonia. He had bought the manor in 1840. He died in Tartus, Livonia. Writings. An account of the physical observations during his first journey was published in German, and also in German extracts from Wrangel's journals. Reislarems der Nordkust von Sibirien und auf dem Eismeer in den Jahren 1820–1824, which was translated into English as Wrangel's Expedition to the Polar Sea. The complete report of the expedition appeared as Oczyszczone im Beregum Sibiri, Polar Dur Tom Moore, and was translated into French with notes by Prince Galitzin, under the title Voyage sur les côtes septentrionales de la Sibérie et de la mer glaciale. For the French version of the complete report, an English one was made under the title A Journey on the Northern Coast of Siberia and the Icy Sea. The book influenced Charles Darwin's thinking on animal navigation, leading him to propose that humans and animals possess an innate ability for dead reckoning. Darwin wrote, with regard to the question of the means by which animals find the way home from a long distance, a striking account, in relation to man, will be found in the English translation of the Expedition to North Siberia by von Wrangel. He describes the wonderful manner in which the natives kept a true course towards a particular spot, whilst passing for a long distance through hummocky ice, with incessant changes of direction, and with no guide in the heavens or on the frozen sea. He states that he, an experienced surveyor, and using a compass, failed to do that which these savages easily effected. Yet no one will suppose that they possessed any special sense which is quite absent in us. We must bear in mind that neither a compass, nor the North Star, nor any other such sign, suffices to guide a man to a particular spot through an intricate country, or through hummocky ice, when many deviations from a straight course are inevitable, unless the deviations are allowed for, or a sort of dead reckoning is kept. Wrangel also published Ochurkputia Sidki vs Petersburg French translation, Journal de Voyage de Sidka à St. Petersburg, English translation prepared from the French, Journal of a Voyage from Sitka to St. Petersburg, Nachrichten über die russischen Besitzungen an der Nordwestküste Amerikas French translation, Renseignements-statistiques et ethnographiques sur les possessions russes de la côte nord-ouest de l'Amérique English translation, statistical and ethnographical notices on the Russian possessions in North America. List of places named after Wrangel. Wrangel Island, the Arctic island north of Chukotka. He had noticed swarms of birds flying north, and, questioning the native population, he determined that there must be an undiscovered island in the Arctic Ocean. He searched for it on the Kalimskaya expedition, but failed to find it. Wrangel Island, an island in the Alexander Archipelago off the coast of Alaska, Wrangell, Alaska, a city on Wrangel Island and one of the oldest non-native settlements in Alaska. Fort Wrangel, a U.S. Army base at Wrangel, originally Fort Stikine when under British control. Wrangell Airport, an airport near Wrangell, Alaska. Wrangell Petersburg census area, a census area containing Wrangel Island. Wrangell Narrows, a winding channel in the Alexander Archipelago. Cape Wrangel of Attu Island, the westernmost point of Alaska. Mount Wrangel, a volcano in Alaska. A Wrangell volcanic field, named after Mount Wrangell. Wrangell Mountains, named after Mount Wrangell. Wrangell Street, a Lice National Park and Preserve, named after Wrangell Mountains. Wrangelia, a geologic terrain of southeast Alaska. Ferdinand von Wrangel _. Rola Poe, a basic school in Rola, named after Wrangell.